Ancient Mesopotamia is often romanticized as the cradle of civilization, a land where writing was born, cities rose, and the seeds of law and science were planted. But beneath the glittering veneer of historical achievements lies a reality far more sobering. Life in Mesopotamia was a constant battle against nature, disease, and rigid societal structures, with harsh living conditions, punishing laws, and the looming threat of famine or war. Surviving in this ancient world was not for the faint-hearted. Today, we're peeling back the layers of history to reveal why life in Mesopotamia was as challenging as it was groundbreaking. Could you have survived in the land of the Tigris and Euphrates? Let's find out. The unpredictable wrath of nature. Life in Mesopotamia was inseparable from the rivers Tigris and Euphrates. While these waterways were vital for agriculture and trade, they were also wildly unpredictable. Annual floods could rejuvenate fields with silt, but when they were too severe or too late, they destroyed crops and homes. Mesopotamians had to build intricate irrigation systems to channel water to their fields, but even these couldn't always prevent disaster. The climate added another layer of difficulty. Summers in Mesopotamia were brutally hot, with temperatures often soaring above 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius. Sandstorms were a constant menace, choking the air and making travel nearly impossible. Droughts were equally disastrous, leading to widespread famine and social unrest. Living in Mesopotamia meant learning to live at the mercy of nature, an unpredictable and often unforgiving force. Disease and poor sanitation. Urbanization in Mesopotamia brought people together, but it also brought disease. Sanitation was rudimentary at best. Open sewage ran through streets, and clean drinking water was a luxury few could afford. The close proximity of people and animals created a perfect breeding ground for illness. Epidemics were common, and with little understanding of germs, they were impossible to control. Mosquitoes, rats, and other pests thrived in the urban environment, spreading diseases like malaria and dysentery. Inscriptions reveal how priests were often consulted to cure illnesses, relying on spiritual rituals more than medicine. For many, the cause of death wasn't warfare or famine. It was the invisible enemy of disease. The harsh justice of Hammurabi's code. Justice in Mesopotamia was swift and brutal. The famous Code of Hammurabi, one of the earliest legal systems, laid down strict laws to maintain order. While it introduced revolutionary ideas like the presumption of innocence, it also dealt out harsh punishments for minor offences. Steal something, lose a hand, build a faulty house that collapses, you'd pay with your life. Social class also played a significant role in determining your fate under the law. Nobles often received lighter sentences, while commoners and slaves faced the harshest penalties. The rigid legal system ensured that any misstep could have life-altering, if not deadly, consequences. Social hierarchies and hard labour. The Mesopotamian social hierarchy was rigid and unforgiving. At the top were kings and priests, who claimed divine authority to rule. Below them were merchants and artisans, who provided goods and services. At the very bottom were slaves, many of whom were prisoners of war or individuals who had fallen into debt. For most Mesopotamians, life revolved around grueling labour. Farmers worked dawn to dusk in the fields, battling the elements and relying on unpredictable harvests. Artisans faced demanding workloads, creating everything from pottery to jewellery. Even children weren't spared, often starting work at a young age to support their families. The rigid social structure left little room for upward mobility, and for many, survival was a daily grind. Constant threat of war. Mesopotamia's strategic location made it a hub for trade, but also a magnet for invaders. From the Akkadians to the Assyrians, the region saw the rise and fall of countless empires. Warfare was a constant reality, with cities regularly besieged, plundered, and burned to the ground. Civilians bore the brunt of this instability. They faced displacement, enslavement, or death when rival kingdoms clashed. Armies often demanded heavy tributes, further straining already scarce resources. For the average Mesopotamian, war wasn't a distant event. It was an ever-present danger that could change their lives in an instant. Life in ancient Mesopotamia may have been groundbreaking in many ways, but it was also fraught with challenges that tested the resilience of its people. From battling nature's fury to surviving disease, strict laws, and constant conflict, the people of Mesopotamia endured hardships that shaped the course of human history. Their story reminds us of the incredible resilience of the human spirit, but it also leaves us wondering, could we survive if placed in their shoes? What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible dives into history. Whether it's the rise of ancient empires or the stories of ordinary people who endured extraordinary times, there's always more to uncover. Hit that notification bell and join us on our next journey into the past.